So conversations are like, I know this is a weird way of putting it, but conversations are something we have every day. Whether it's talking to say, like your parents on the phone, or saying like having your conversation, like talking to your roommate, talking to your professor, you enter into some sort of conversation or topics with a various amount of people per day. So with this speech, I am going to be talking about like the three most important topics of conversation that I have on a regular basis. So the main conversation that I have on a regular basis is how I'm doing. And most of the time it's a very, very short conversation where it's just like, hey, how are you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good. And it just ends at that. But sometimes it could go into like a deeper conversation where maybe someone's not doing good that day, or maybe I'm not doing the best that day, and I can just tell that person. So like, for example, if my roommate knows I'm in a bad mood and they're asking me like, oh, how am I doing, I can just say like, honestly, I'm not that great. Like, school sucks. Like, I got into like, I'm just annoyed at this person. And that's kind of reason why it's important for me to like have that conversation, just in case I ever get into one of those moods, that I have that one person that I could just vent to and just talk to them about like whatever situation is going on. Other times it is nice to see someone that you haven't seen in a while, like on campus. For me, like, I know it happens a lot where I don't see a person for a week and I'm just like, hey, how are you doing? Like, how's it been? And it's just like, good. And then they can talk to you about all the positive aspects in their life that's going on. So that conversation is important for me because it goes both ways, where I need to complain or vent about what's going on, or I could have some positivity in my life and just hear how other people are doing, as well as like tell other people how good or even bad I'm doing. Second, most important topic of conversation that I have is like what I have to get done in that day. And the reason why it's so important for me is just so I can make a vocal list of what needs to be done. And it's just nice to kind of, sometimes like when it's all jumbled up in your head and you just spit it out, it kind of like helps you lift a weight off your shoulders. So for like, it could be something simple like, oh, I need to wake up and go to class, and then go take a nap and go to class. Or it could even be something a little bit more complicated on your busy days where you're just like, I have to get this done, I have to do this homework, I have to meet up with this person. And so in a way, it just helps you realize the amount of stuff that you have to do within that day. And it kind of goes into the third important topic of conversation about talking about like what you've accomplished that day. And talking about what you accomplished that day not only makes you feel better about yourself, but it also makes like for me at least, if I hear someone that accomplished something amazing, it makes me feel happy for them. So just talking about them, like, oh, like I did this today, like I studied for my practical and I ended up getting an A, and that's like a huge accomplishment. So it makes a person feel happy for you, and it makes you feel happy for yourself, and which is why I consider that very important. So overall, what I talked about are the most important topics of conversation that I have on a regular basis, and that's how I'm doing, what I have to get done in that day, and what I have accomplished that day.